Hello and welcome to a midweek Wardy's Waffle Farm update. Got quite a lot going on at the minute. We're just contemplating lifting sugar beet in the next day or two because Newark factory, which is only 10 or 12 miles away, is on free loading. Now that means we are not restricted to permit allocation, which we normally have to do. We're only allowed to take a certain number of loads in per day or per week, depending on how many acres we grow. But at the minute, because not many people are lifting, anybody who is getting it out the ground can get it into the factory okay, but I'm hearing that quite a few people are struggling and snapping some of the roots off because it is very hard still, even though we had that rain 3 weeks or a month ago. So we'll have a look and just see if we get going with that. Anyway, in this week's update, we start off by looking at how we're mapping our fields. We're going around all our fields with the Green Star, with the John Deere system. We borrowed one from Farrell, so we're just going around, Tom and Ruben are mapping all our fields and checking all our margins are right width. We've also carried on using the Express and cultivating some of our heavier land fields. We also get to look at the Amazon. You saw in the last update we had an Amazon prototype, like a straw harrow type machine here, so we are using that and just seeing how that operates. There's only 3 of those in the world, so that's quite unique in trying one of those. We've also had a Horsch joker here on demonstration, 6-meter joker, so we're using that as well and comparing that to the other machines we're using, and also getting ready for Agri coming to dress our seed tomorrow and get our winter wheat seed ready for planting. We're going to be doing that hopefully next week. So without any more from me, that's what we've got in this week's update. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much for watching. Please click like, subscribe and the bell icon, and here we go. Ruben's just checking this one with a tape measure. We're just measuring all the grass margins to make sure they're the right width. If we're in the stewardship around the outside of a dike like this, or in this case it's a small river, we need to be 6 metres for our stewardship area, and then 1 metre across the top, what we call cross compliance, what the regulations we have to have with the RPA, the Rural Payments Agency, for that's what widths we have to adhere to. We're not allowed to work very close to field edges or hedges or anything like that. And this is the frame we've had made up, well, we made it 2 or 3 years ago, but we've just added bits to it, and the various lines, things hanging down, to line up with the edge of the crop or edge of the hedges and things like that. Where we've got corners, we're not quite the right width, so we're just getting these right. So that is the edge. That's the mark we use for the when we're measuring out down the lane, which we'll see in a minute. We're back in some of our fields with our own 5.5 metre Simba Express light disc cultivator. This is in the block of land that we had the Vardestat carry-on demonstration where it didn't leave it too level. So we're just coming across with the Express again and just cultivating a bit deeper and just getting a bit more tilt to it, mixing the straw and the soil up. Interesting when you see the straw in a minute all in the soil. It was oats this last year, this crop, and there's a lot of straw here. We haven't actually baled anything. Well, the odd field to help in the livestock situation for forage aid for the charity that I started. We haven't really baled anything since 1996 when the straw burning ban was. So it's all been put back into the soil, which of course is great for organic matter. And you can't buy organic matter in the bag, so putting things like crew yard muck or sewage sludge that we use and straw like this is a great thing for organic matter. So we'll just have a look at the machine running because it is doing a good job behind our case Puma. See all the straw here in the surface there. Lots of straw left from the last crop, from the oats. See, we took the jewels off the front because we keep having these hub problems, and it's the extra grip that the jewels on the front are giving us that's causing the problems. Anyway, there's the Express working. Nice depth, leaving it nice and level, doing a really good job. Not particularly difficult soils here. Clay content probably only about 30% and maybe 25-30% silt, because obviously silt can be as bad or as difficult or even more so than clay in some situations to make soils work. That's doing a really good job there. Also looking at the finish, this DD roller on the back as it's called, leaves. It's fantastic the way it leaves it sort of weatherproof and consolidated, because of course in these hollows here it's pushing it down deeper and sideways and consolidating it, and then letting the water when it rains penetrate the top here. But really good, way ahead of its time that roller was. And of course Simba aren't here anymore. Great Plains, the American company, took them over and then they closed them. Oi! Come on here! Just got a scraper catching somewhere. That's what the squawk is. Another machine we've got to try of this small disc types is the Horsch Joker, and never tried one of these. I've actually seen one close up working an awful lot. Different roller on it. I know you can get different types of rollers on it. I don't think this is probably the best for our soil type, and but interesting front working element with some blades in it at an angle. I suppose that's for chopping up residue such as long maize stubble and stuff like that, but it'll also break lumps, that will, as well, so quite interesting. So that should be quite good to get that going and give that a try. And then also across here we have another machine that is a Amazon prototype. So we won't look at that too closely yet, but that is an Amazon prototype. We're just going out with this machine just to give it a go. We're going to try it on the field that we had the direct drilling demo. I've got Lucas here from Amazon. We're trying this new machine. And how many of these are there at the moment around?
There are 3 right now in the world.
Yeah.
This one is probably the only one touring through Europe.
Yeah.
We're just testing the machine to see what really works, what conditions, and yeah, just getting some feedback from farmers to see in what conditions we really work with the machine, and what tools are the best for.
So have you a name for it yet or not?
Yes, it's Top Cutter.
Top Cutter.
And yeah, that's the name we have for the machine so far.
Right, yep. And when did this come into this country? It's already done quite a bit of work.
Yeah, so it came 2 weeks ago.
Right.
3rd week now that it's here. And yeah, we've been doing some demos in different places, and yeah, had some good results so far.
Great, well, we'll have a look around the machine.
Yeah.
So what have we got at the front here?
Yeah, at the front right now we have a knife roller. We only have this front tool. Yeah, you can see the knives.
Yeah.
And yeah, the good thing about the knives is they're double-sided. So we now did around 800 hectares with these knives.
With these set?
Yeah, with this set of
Wow.
knives we did 800 hectares around.
Yep.
And so this is the front tool of the machine. Right now we only have one, but it would be possible over the whole working width of 12 meters. And so it's either a set of knife rolls that you could put on there, a set of wavy discs with corrugated discs like you can see here, or a crush board.
Yeah.
And yeah, then coming to second tool element, or probably the main tool element.
So you've got, I see here, you've obviously got a hydraulic ram there.
Yep.
That will lift that up and down.
Yep.
You've also got adjustment on the front.
Yes. So
for that.
Yeah. So the machine has basically 3 hydraulic connections right now.
Yeah.
One is for folding up and down, one in and out, and the other one is for the front tool right now.
Yeah.
To lift it up and down, and you could adjust it here too via these clips.
That's brilliant. That is, have those shims in like that.
Yeah.
It's an easy way of adjusting
Right.
machines.
And yeah, the main tool element, we have 4 different combinations of tools right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, so either it's the wavy disc, the knife roller, or star disc, like you can see in the middle.
Ah, so you got the
Yeah, so different combinations just to see what works in what conditions.
Yeah. Then you start. You can see it at the end there. Yeah.
And basically you can combine them as you like. The one on the left side, so knife roll in front, double wavy disc.
Yeah.
We have a lighter version all the way on the right side, with just one knife roller and the wavy disc. And especially for like rapeseed, we have great results with the knife roller, double knife roller.
And it's 12 meters wide.
Yes,
is it?
it's 12 meters, 4 sections, with each 3 meters.
I suppose also speed is, you want to be in a decent speed with it?
Yes, we're going at 18 to 20 kilometers
Wow.
per hour.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's the speed we really want to go, because you really need that working speed to see the machine working properly. And yeah, so you quite cover some ground with the machine if you do the 18 to 20 kilometers, depending on soil conditions, right? And depending on what set of tools you have on. But that's pretty much what we going.
Got Trevor here from Amazon as well, and they're just altering these back harrows because they're not doing enough at it. Just putting them in deeper on these turn handles. Those back tines are in a bit better now. There's a bit more resistance to them. On this end you can see where there isn't so much straw, you can see what it does, and this is how it's sinking in. It's going in maybe an inch, so it's going in 2.5 centimetres. Looking at that, you've still got quite a lot of stubble still intact, the roots are still there. Looking at the different elements of the machine, this is behind the wavy disc here, and there's the blades in the front. You can just see them definitely move more soil. And then there is just the blades, is it? That's just double blade there, and not as much. You can just see there. Still see how hard it is though. And then move across. We're onto the stars now, and that's moved even less. When you look at that, hardly touched it in places. And then we've got one line of blades here and one wavy disc, and that's just a bit more movement. You can just see a little bit of soil moved here. Yeah, just a view looking down the machine there. You can just see the different elements. You've got the blade there and cross cut and the disc, star shape on the next, right through to the other end, double one of these. Looking at the both lines of the star cultivating rows here, you can just see why it's only touching every now and again. You can see there it's touched it there, but then here it hasn't gone in the ground because of course you've got your gap there, so it's only touching there, and in the middle here it doesn't touch, so you can just see there what it's done. So that's why it's not giving you the level of cultivation at the back there. This side of the machine, this is the most aggressive. You've got your knife roller here, and then you've got your 2 rows of wavy discs there, and of course that one is actually dead in the middle of this one, so you're getting a lot closer soil disturbance. Definitely that's the best configuration when you look at it compared to that or any of the others. Interesting machine, I must say, and thank you to Amazon for giving me the chance to try this. There's only 3 of these in the world. Really, really interesting. I'm going to alter the depth of it now, and it's done really easily on these patented Amazon blocks that are sort of eccentric. You'll see those in a second. So yep,
yeah, so you just pull it out and you can stick it up a little bit, or if you want it in the same, you could flip it 90 degrees. You see here now,
oh yes,
a little bit more,
yeah,
then here,
yes,
even more, and then
there.
Bigger difference, and stick it back in.
And then it goes, and then of course that the arm there,
yeah, the arm
comes
goes up
under there
and flicks under here.
Yeah, perfect. Simple but really, really effective.
Yes,
brilliant. We're just going to fold it up now. Obviously the drawbar has to be as long as that because the machine's 12 metres wide. So fold it up vertically, and then it just folds alongside the drawbar. Those rams are closing at the same time. That's it there. So everything's narrow. Other side's just coming in. That's it. It's folded up to 3 meters width, which is the legal transport width, without escorts or anything else like that. We've tried numerous small disc machines, or short discs as the manufacturers term them. We've had an Amazon Catros, we've had the Vardestat carrier, we've had the Bednar, we've had a Kuhn machine as well, obviously our own Simba Express. We've now got a Horsch Joker here we're trying. 6 meter one, again small discs, different type of roller on the back. You'll see it's a sort of a sprung type open roller, but it's actually doing quite a good job. Here we've actually already done it once with the Express, and the reason we've left a gap, we were going across the field the second time with our Express, and that's why you'll see this machine's overlapping, because our Express is 5.5 meters and this machine is 6. You'll see the gaps are going down in a minute. I'll turn the camera around, you'll see why it's overlapping, but it is actually doing a really good job. Yeah, that roller at the back, that open sort of sprung type roller, it's doing a good job. I've never seen one of those work before, but you can just see that's the finish that this is leaving, and then that's the finish that our Express has left. So a lot more ridged, because obviously it's got the DD roller, the sort of patented one that Simba did. There's a few other ones have come out with similar design now, but yeah, and that's where the Express has been. So it's left it more open compared to here. Yeah, I like that roller, I must admit. It looks to be leaving a sort of a finer finish behind this Horsch machine, but I do just wonder whether it's the roller actually is giving a false effect. I'm not sure, but of course, because it's got a bigger surface area, it's on the saw. You can see there, that's the width of the sprung roller at the back, so it's leaving it leveler as such against the rippled effect from the Express. But yeah, looking at this, it's a bit cloddier, but I just say I wonder whether it's actually hidden the clods in the Horsch one has actually hidden the clods here and pushed them in. And if you went through with a drill or something else, they'd actually be there. So yeah, I'm not sure yet. The idea then is with this that we'll be straight in with our Simba drill and put wheat in here, but not for a bit, because this field has been winter wheat now 5 years on the trot, so this will be the 6th year. So we don't want to plant winter wheat until of that situation until about the 20th of October, because of black grass as well, and it'll be fine. Hopefully, if we get a bit of rain, we'll still get on. If we can't, don't worry, we'll then put it in with spring crops. That's how we've managed all our black grass strategy. You can see the discs really are chopping it up the front. It's actually got as well one of those knife rollers in the front, and you could actually substitute that for levelling boards, which I think is what it's needed. Not quite sure with the wheels bobbing up and down whether it wants shims in there, but doing a really good job there. Time to get ready for planting winter wheat, which hopefully we're going to do next week if the new tractor arrives, because at the minute the 2 we've got, the Fast Track and the Puma, won't be able to pull the 8 meter free flow drill. Anyway, I'm up at the farm that I'm a tenant of. You've seen it in my farm tours before harvest. We've got a new variety called Cranium winter wheat in the bins behind here. It's from 1 ton of top grade seed that we grew last year. We've stored it separately. It's in a bin separate here, so I'm going to put it in a trailer and I'm going to take it down. We've got 18 tons to go in this trailer roughly. I'm going to get another trailer full as well, and then we're going to take it down to the other farm, to the main farm, and I've got Agri coming on Thursday to treat our seed and clean it, take the small grains out, and some of it put a chemical on if it needs it to help it grow and resist disease. So I've got the spout to fold back at your top. You can see here it's folded back at the minute, tight to the shed. We have it like that for harvest time, for when we're tipping into the pit, which is just behind the trailer there. So I'm going to unfold that spout to make it so it can go into the trailer, and undo the slides in the bins and start the elevator, and then we'll get this trailer loaded and take it down to the farm ready for the end of the week. The two farm cats, actually there's three. Here's Missy, and here's Buster just coming down to say hello. Obviously when we start the elevators up, we need to make sure they're not anywhere nearby. This is where the cranium wheat seed is, in this bin. And then this bin, we've got another variety of Shabrus, but we're not going to use that. So that will just go as ordinary feed. And when we sell the rest of the grain, whenever that happens. So this is just the seed we need at the minute. So here's the string we pull for the spout to fold it out. And if you can just see down there, that's the spout now folded out, and it's dropping it in the trailer outside. I've got this little T-bar bracket that's got a thread on it that I put in from the outside inwards, and it comes through that hole there, and we just put a nut and bolt on it, and that keeps the spout that is out there really tight too and doesn't leak grain. Just linking in the controls. These are the controls, and as you know, it's an old system, so we're going to go outside. So press the top conveyor to drop it outside, then the main elevator, which is that one, takes the grain from the bottom of the bins there up to the top and across and outside. So we'll set that running as well, which is there. And then the bottom conveyor, that one is the one that empties the bins. So we'll set that running as well. So down here, this is the slide we need to undo. You can see all along there, well you can't, it's a bit dark, but that's the slide we need to undo. And that now is filling, emptying the bin. So this is the bin of cranium seed. You can see it going down the hole in the corner. So it's going down to the bottom. We'll just have a look down there. So you can see there, that's the slide. And it's going out of, it's going into that bottom conveyor. Got a bit of a spill here, you can see. So the slide was wrong at the top, but it's going down into the bottom below there, up that elevator, into that across that, or one across there, and then it's going along there and outside into the trailer there. So I'll soon need to move that trailer. So that's coming out the spout there, a good pace. The elevators are meant to be 60 tonnes an hour, but they're not. So I don't know what this will be. This will probably be 40 tonnes an hour coming out at. But you can see a bit of chaff in here. So this will be good when Agri goes through their mobile plant, get all the chaff out and the small grain out. So when we get this finished, hopefully there'll be 18 tonnes on here when we get this trailer full. Just emptying one of the bins of seed wheat we've got ready for Agri coming tomorrow to get it treated. I thought I'd put the fans on just to help. But it does, one of these vented bottoms, it blows it into the cubby holes. Didn't realise there's so much chaff. Like a snowstorm down here. Trailer will soon be full. So I need to allow a little bit of room at the front for the wheat that's in the elevator for when I stop it at the bottom of the pit. So I'll soon need to go and stop it. I can soon switch it on again if I want a bit more in. There we are, that's full. Maybe isn't quite 18 tonnes on there, but we'll head down to the farm and pop it on the weighbridge and have a look. So that's the bin empty now. I've just switched off the elevators. I've just shoveled the last sort of tonne or so. But if you don't put the fans on, because the outlet's in this corner, that far side, when it stops running down here, it's banked up 4 ribs. So 1, 2, 3, 4 up there. That's where it's banked up to, which is about 5 tonnes to shovel. So it's a bit of a job on your own, so put the fans on, but of course it's just made this bit of a mess here, and this chaff on these steps we've got to hoover up and clean up. So 31,240 altogether. I've just done the ticket, and if you can see it, there we go, 18.52, so a bit more than I thought, so that's good. So that's all ready to put into, for Agri to come and put into bags for planting this next year. So I hope you enjoyed that update. You can see we've got a lot going on at the minute. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on Sunday morning as always.